Good afternoon, everyone. In our today's lab session, we will discuss about the CT magnetizing characteristic and basics of the CT current transformer. So, let us start the session. Okay. Have you studied anything about current transformer previously in any of the subject? Uh, yes. Okay. I'm asking before that, other than SGT, have you studied anything about CT? Current transformer, instrument transformers. Okay, fine. So let us discuss from the basic. We will discuss today. We are not going to perform it. In the next step, we are going to perform it. Today, we will discuss about the basic concepts about the CT. Okay. Can anyone tell me what is the function of CT? What is function of current transformer? Okay, let me allow you to unmute and speak. Those who want to, you can unmute and you can speak. Okay, in case if you want, or you can reply the chat box. Okay, Milan, correct. What is function of current transformer? I'm asking. What is the function of current transformer? Okay, okay, Milan. Anything else? Anyone? Okay, maybe. Fine. We have got some few answers. Okay, Naresh. Fine. Anything else? Those who want to speak can also unmute and speak. Okay, you are allowed to speak. No, Mahimdan, it is not related to circuit breaker. Okay, Rohit. So let me tell you, I have got a few of the answers, and I think okay, Taruna. The I think the answer from Milan is very correct. The function of current transformer is to step down current to a level which can be handled safely by either meters or relays. Okay. To step down current to a level which can be handled safely by meters or relays. This is the function of a CT. To step down the current, high level of the current to lower level of the current which can be easily handled by meters or relays. So what is the next question is what is need to step down current? Yes, can anyone tell me? What is the need? Why do we want to step down the current?
Hello, sir.
Yes, just a moment. Yes, Viral.
As a meter or a relay cannot handle a very huge amount of current, that's why we are stepping down current.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Mahintan. Okay, Niti. See, to understand this concept, we have calculated current, I think, for one generator previously in one of the session in our initial session. Okay. So if you understand that, for example, I want uh, to install this city in a 400 kV line. Okay. For any purpose, either for metering purpose or protection purpose. City can be used for two purposes. Either it can be used for metering measurement purpose, or it can be used for protection purpose. So let's say if I have a 400 kV, this is a bus bar. Okay, this is a 400 kV bus bar. This is a circuit breaker. Okay, and this is a transmission line, for example. Now, suppose we want to measure what is the current through the line. Then suppose it is a 400 kV line and it is transforming, let's say, 100 megawatt of power. Can you calculate the current? What will be the current through the lines? Just to understand the concept, why we need to step down the current. It is 100 megawatt divided by root 3 upon 400 kV. So it will come around 250. Yes, is it ampere? Now, okay, Vijay. Root 3, have you considered? We are talking about three-phase system. So don't directly divide power by voltage in three-phase system. Okay. Make sure you use the equation P equal to root 3 VI. Cos phi we are not considering right now, just for the sake of understanding, simplicity. Power factor let us consider as 1. So then it is 400 megawatt upon root 3 into 400 kV. So it comes around some, let's say 250 by 1.73, 144 ampere. 144 ampere. Okay, not kilo ampere. It is 144 ampere. So this current will be the rated current. Let us assume that 100 megawatt is the rated capacity. It is actually much more than this for a 400 kV line, but we are just considering for the sake of understanding this that it is right now carrying 100 megawatt power. So the current in the lines here will be 144 ampere. Now, is it feasible to design a meter which can be directly connected to the line and which can measure 144 ampere? What will be the what will be the rating of the meter? Meter rating must be 150 ampere, considering that this is the rated current, and it is also voltage rating must be 400 kV. Is it feasible to design? Considering the cost, the size, everything, all the aspect you consider, no. And that is why meters and relays are not directly connected to the lines. Okay, and this is the reason we have to use CT, so that it can isolate high voltage, high current power lines from low voltage, low current metering or protection circuits. So the main purpose of CT is to isolate. This is I am drawing symbolically, okay, or maybe meter. Here it may be relay, it may be meter, anything it can be connected. We will also see the difference. Okay. Now, so CT isolates I would say electrically isolate. CT electrically isolates high voltage, high current, power system from, or we can say to, from low voltage, low current, metering, that is measurement, or protective circuit. This is important, electrical isolation. Okay, we cannot directly connect equipment with line. So I think now it is understand what is the need to step down the current. It is not feasible to design the metering or meters or relays with the rating which is equal to the power system apparatus rating. Not feasible at all. Fine. So then how does CT do this? How it will electrically isolate the two circuits? So for that, if we consider a CT, then suppose this is our line which in which we want to measure the current or we want to protect this line. So what do we do? How the CT is connected? CT is connected in such a way that it is a transformer simply. So it has two winding. One is called as the primary winding, and the second is called as the secondary winding. Just like as a conventional transformer, and this parallel lines represents the core where both the windings will be connected. Okay, so this is actual connection of CT. This is I'm saying primary winding, denoted with the terminals P1, P2. Secondary winding denoted with the terminals S1, S2. And this is actual physical connection where primary side is connected in series with equipment through which either you want to measure the current or want to protect. Okay, either you want to measure for the measurement purpose or you want it for the protection purpose. So it is connected, primary is connected in series with that equipment, whether it is generator winding, motor winding, transformer winding, phase conductors of lines, and secondary winding. Is connected in series with meter or relay coil. For metering purpose, it is connected with the meter. For protection purpose, it is connected with the relay coil. So here, on the secondary side of the CT, we connect either meter coil or relay coil. I am indicating relay right now because we want to discuss it for the protection purpose. Fine. Then understand, and this is symbolical representation that we will show every time for showing the relay. sorry, for showing the city. How this connection is symbolically represented in single line diagram? It is represented in this manner. So understand, every time when I draw this diagram like this, or probably in some book you will find it like this. Simply, it may be like this also. It is same thing, okay? So this represents the connection in this question. Do you understand now how the cities are connected? Primary winding in series with the equipment, whatever equipment may be, it may be winding of a generator, transformer, or motor, anything, or maybe line, and then secondary in series with the either meter or switch. Fine. So as it is a transformer, there are two types of the transformer. Sorry, there are two types of this transformer. This transformer is called as the instrument transformer. There are different types of transformer you must be knowing: power transformer, distribution transformer, welding transformer, okay, phase shifting transformers. There are different types of transformers that you may have studied. This is called as instrument transformers. So there are two types of instrument transformer. It is called as the current transformer, CT, and second is called as the potential transformer, PT. The function of current transformer is to step down the current to safe level. Similarly, potential transformer, the function of PT is to step down the voltage to safe level. To step down voltage. Fine. The connection of PT will be different. It is a potential transformer which steps down the voltage. So primary of PT is connected in parallel with the lines. Okay. Generally on bus bar. And secondary is connected in parallel across the relay coil or meter coil. For PT, I am saying. So if I draw the diagram of a CT, then here is the core. Where primary turns are very few because it steps down the current, so it will act as a step up transformer. Let's say this is the primary terminals, very few turns, okay, thick bar conductors and hardly 2 to 3 turns. Single ton even primary may be a single ton coil even in some cities. And secondary, depending upon the turns ratio, may have number of turns. Where where we connect generally the relay or it is symbolical representation. Physical CTs are completely different if you see. Okay, this is how the symbolical representation. Okay. Now, do you know the ratings about the ratings of the CT? Anybody knows what is the standard rating of CT? Okay, very good, Viral. Anyone else? What are the standard ratings for city? Okay, Nidhi. Anyone else? Okay, Viral, whatever you have written is correct, but is it primary or secondary rating that you have mentioned? If you can tell me. Okay, good. Yes. Anyone else? I am asking about the values. Do you know what are the standard values of the rating of city? Not all the specification, just the current rating of cities. Are there any standard values for current rating of cities? Viral has already. What is the value, Mahimdan? I need exact answer. It has some exact value. Viral has already mentioned it correctly. Anyone else? Okay. No, Mahimdan. Standard city secondary ratings are 1 ampere or 5 ampere. So it is a standardized that CT secondary rating can be either rated, I am saying rated current can be either 1 ampere or 5 ampere. Okay. However, primary rating depends upon the application. On application or apparatus, we can say, or equipment. Okay. Like say, if you are want to protect a motor and the full load current of the motor is let's say 90 ampere, what you will select? You will select city ratio of in the market it will be around let's say 100 bar 1. You may have it. Okay. Another, let's say, transformer has a secondary rate, primary rating, for example, 470 ampere. So what you will do? You will select a city ratio of 500 bar 1. So what is primary rating? For example, there is a generator where current is let's say 850 ampere. So what you will do? You will select a city of 1000 bar 1. So what do you see here? That the secondary rating is 1 ampere. However, primary rating depends upon your application. For example, there is an application where the current is around 4000 amperes, 4600 ampere. Then you will select 5000 bar 5 city. Generally, bar 5 is used when the primary current is high. Okay, we will discuss this later on that why when you should select 1 ampere or 5 ampere. So either understand that either secondary rating can be 1 ampere or it can be 5 ampere. However, primary rating you may have in range. You may find cities from 100 bar 1, 200 bar 1, 400, 300 bar 1, 500 bar 1, like this in ranges. Understand the point? Primary rating decided based on the application where you want to connect the city. Suppose here, for example, this line we have calculated that primary current is 144 ampere. So what we can do, we can go with a city of 200 bar 1 for this application. Okay, understand this point about the city ratings. We are not talking about any other specification at the moment. We are talking only about the current rating of the city. So got this point? Yes. quickly reply. Fine. So now onwards, remember that CT secondary ratings can be either 1 ampere or 5 ampere. Everyone? Gaurav, roll number 27.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand the point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What we discussed? Yes, Gaurav, what we discussed? શું ડિસ્કસ કર્યું અત્યારે આપણે? Tell me.
Sir, city rating.
Okay. શું હોય છે સિટી રેટિંગ? Yes, Gaurav. What do you understand? શું સમજાણું તમને?
Sir, આપણે એની characteristic
Yes.
hello.
Yes, મને સંભળાય છે. કન્ટિન્યુ. શું સમજાણું પોઈન્ટમાં અત્યારે જે ડિસ્કસ કર્યો એ લાસ્ટ મે પોઈન્ટ? Yes, Gaurav. Yes. So we were discussing about the standard city secondary rating. Okay, understand clearly. You must be attentive. I will ask any point of time that what we are discussing, and you have to explain it to me. Fine. So my next question now: why it is required to have standard secondary rating? Why secondary ratings of CT are standardized? Anyone have any idea? क्यों हमने standardize किया? Think of it. What is the need to standardize? Okay, I'm done. Very close. Okay, well. Understand the difficulty if we do not have the standard ratings. Suppose if somebody knows it in. Okay, maybe. See, suppose if no such practice is followed, okay, we do not have standardized, and CT manufacturer are manufacturing CT at their own at any rating. Let's say somebody manufacture 100 bar 1, somebody manufacture 100 bar 1.5, somebody may 100 bar 3, 100 bar 4. Anyone is manufacturing like this. Then what is the application of CT? What is the application of CT? CT is used to step down the current which is then given to meter and relay. So actually CT secondary is connected with meter coil or relay coil. So what is the advantage? Suppose as we have this 1 ampere CT rating, secondary rating, the relay coil can also be designed with either 1 ampere or 5 ampere capacity. So that will standardize the relay design. So in market, whenever you go, you will find the relay rating. It can be either 1 ampere or 5 ampere. So relay manufacturer need not to worry. Okay. Any relay, if you purchase of any company, let's say ABB, Schneider, L&T, okay, Alstom, that relay will be either having a 1 ampere rating or 5 ampere rating. What if we do not have standardized the CT rating? Then it will be very difficult for relay manufacturer to specify the design of a relay. Moreover, when the see standards are generally very useful in the technology exchange. Suppose if here we follow some other standards, like if we take if we keep CT ratio secondary as 2 ampere, and for example in any other country, let's say Japan, they follow 1 ampere tradition. In that case, will it be feasible to exchange the technology? Suppose if you purchase anything from that country, will it be of any use to your place if the ratings are not matched? In this case, you don't have to worry. You purchase relay from any company, from any country, Germany, Japan, US, China, anything, because it is as per the standard. Everywhere you will go and you will find that the relay rated current will be either 1 ampere or 5 ampere. So you need not to worry about it as a relay manufacturer. Understand? Understand the point? Clear? What is the advantage of standardizing the secondary rating? Okay, good. So now understand what will be the relay rating. Relay rating can be either 1 ampere or 5 ampere. Any relay you look at it in the market or anywhere in the field, that relay will be either 1 ampere or 5 ampere. It will be mentioned on the relay itself. Okay. Now, next question. So as to standardize the relay design or meter design, you can say, which is connected in series with the CT second. Fine. Now, let us discuss the CT magnetizing characteristic. Current transformer magnetizing characteristic. How CT is different from other transformers, that we will also see later on, maybe in the next lab probably. If time permits, we will discuss today or otherwise in the next lab. That it is very different than the ordinary transformer which you have studied, power transformer or distribution transformer. Okay, as far as the design is concerned, I am saying as far as the design is concerned and operation is concerned. Now, let us see the CT magnetizing characteristic. Have you studied magnetizing characteristic anywhere previously? Yes or no? I hope you will remember. Magnetizing characteristic, yeah, yes, Rohit, that is correct answer. Maybe think of it, it is very easy question. You have studied in your physics in class 11, 12 probably. You have studied in triple E, you have studied it in machines. It is BH curve I am talking about. Yes, correct. Magnetizing characteristic is nothing, it is BH curve. Okay. So this is B. What is B in this characteristic? What B reflects? Yes, Taruna, it is there in machine. OCC, open circuit characteristic, is very similar to magnetizing characteristic. B is flux density, phi by A. What is H? Anybody remember what is H? Electromagnetism. You studied this. Phi is the flux per pole. A is the cross sectional area. H. What is H? What is H? Okay. Nobody remembers. No. What do you call H? Okay, Jatin. Good. Is it density? Okay, Ashok. Still, I have not got the exactly correct answer. H. It is field strength, field intensity. Ni by L. Magnetic field intensity. Ni by L. What is Ni? Ampere turn. Ni equal to HL equal to ampere turn. Okay, and from there we say this is the intensity of any field. Yes, MMF, magnetomotive force. Ni is magnetomotive force. Now, generally, how do we obtain the magnetizing characteristic? Okay, so for that, a very simple experiment that we have studied number of times actually. What do? We take one core, any ferromagnetic material, and then we wound one coil over this insulated coil. There is no physical connection between the two here. And number of turns, suppose we have a variable source, we can vary the current through the coil. Okay, so N is the number of turns. Here you can see I is the current through the coil, L is the length of this magnetic field. So how we can change the H? We can change H by varying the current through the coil, because N and L are constant. These two are constant. So what is variable is I. So instead of H here we can write I, and phi by A. A is also constant cross-sectional area once the machine is designed. Winding is designed, magnetic circuit is designed. So instead of phi here we can also represent as a phi. So if we say it is phi versus I, or if we say it is B versus H, it is same thing, because other parameters remains the constant once the design is finalized. Understand this point? Clear this point? I would say BH over phi versus I is same thing, because the rest of the parameters are considered as constant. Now, when we pass current through the coil here, it is a ferromagnetic core. Made up of any ferromagnetic material. And when the current is passed through the coil, so small current I have passed through the coil, okay, from here. What will happen? When current was zero, flux was zero. When a small current is passed through the coil, what will happen? Okay. What will happen? Yes. What will happen when the current is passed through the coil? Small current. In the core, what will happen? Okay, I'm done. BH curve, very familiar curve to you. You have studied it a number of times. Flux will increase. There will be some small, as I have passed some small current, here some small flux will be established in the core. Okay, let's say I have drawn flux lines like this. creating North Pole and South Pole. Here it is North Pole, this is South Pole. Fine. So it is like this. As we have increased small current, the flux is increased by some small value like this from here to here. Further, if I increase the current, what will happen? Further, if I increase the current through the coil, I. Okay, we are increasing current through the coil. What will happen then? Further, if I increase, it will again increase the flux that is set up in the core. Fine. Let's say flux is more dense now. More flux lines will set up, and it will be like this. So now my question is, when current through the coil is increased, why flux set up in core increases? Is there any physical connection between coil and core? कोई भी मशीन आप ले लो, जैसे ट्रांसफॉर्मर है, आपने प्राइमरी सेकेंडरी वाइंडिंग आउट किया है, तो कोर जो है या तो जनरेटर है या तो मोटर है, और एनीथिंग, व्हेनेवर एनी मशीन यू टेक, इज देयर एनी फिजिकल कनेक्शन बिटवीन वाइंडिंग एंड कोर? डीसी मशीन से चाहे कोई भी मशीन ले लो, फील्ड पोल, नो, they are electrically isolated. Okay, they are electrically isolated. So what happens is there is no physical connection, they are electrically isolated, isolated by proper insulator. What will happen? So that when we increase current through the coil, flux is going to increase in the core. क्यों ऐसा होता है? Try to brush up your physics fundamentals, material science. If anyone, if anyone can tell me, I will be more than happy. क्वेश्चन समझ में आया कि अगर ये कोयल में से हम करंट बढ़ा रहे हैं तो यहाँ पे फ्लक्स क्यों बढ़ रहा है? ऑल्दो देयर इज नो फिजिकल कनेक्शन बिटवीन द टू. नो विरल, ये मैग्नेटिक सर्किट है. I want primary reason. Okay. Uh, okay, Jatin. Okay, Milan. Okay. So still, I have not got the exact answer. What is the basic reason? No. Viral, that is around the conductor. Here it is establishing in the core. Okay. क्वेश्चन समझ में आया? एक कोर लेते हैं आप, There is a voice break or it is lower. वॉइस ब्रेक हो रहा है या वो कम आ रहा है आपको? क्या प्रॉब्लम क्या है? Am I muted? No. Okay, fine. So is it clear? Okay. Okay, fine. Okay. I so क्वेश्चन ये है कि अगर हम एक फेरोमैग्नेटिक मटेरियल लेते हैं, उसके ऊपर एक कोइल वाउंड करते हैं और कोइल में से करंट बढ़ाते हैं, तो यहाँ पे फ्लक्स बढ़ता जाता है, तो उसका एक्चुअल फिजिकल रीजन क्या है? Okay, let us understand this. Can you classify the types of material based on the magnetic properties? बता सकते हो कि मैग्नेटिक प्रॉपर्टी के हिसाब से हम मटेरियल को कितने क्लास में डिवाइड कर सकते हैं? ओके, ओके, गुड, गुड अमाउंट ऑफ रिप्लाईज. फाइन, वेरी गुड, एवरीवन आंसर्स आर करेक्ट. तो okay, I will take three basic, okay, which are very well known to us. एक मटेरियल, उसको मैं बोलूंगा परमानेंट मैग्नेट. I'm drawing a rough figure, okay, this is not the actual figure. Like this. The second we call as ferromagnetic. Yes, Viral. Fine. And I will say ferromagnetic. And third is non-magnetic material. Like this. I will draw, and this can be a hint to you to the question. What is this I have drawn here? If you have studied material science, yes, Milan, very good. Very good. Now you got the point. It is the dipoles. Okay, or some in some book you may find it as a domains. So these are the dipoles. What will happen when any material can establish a magnetic field? When dipoles align in one direction, all dipoles. So what is there in the permanent magnet? It has an inherent magnetic field because already the dipoles are aligned in one direction. So it has a natural magnetic field around it. And that is what we call as a permanent magnet. Got it? I hope you recall this point. What is ferromagnetic? Here dipoles are not aligned in one direction, but if they are forced to align, they will align. And that force is nothing, is the magnetomotive force, MMF. What do? We wound here one coil and we pass current through the coil. So actually we have applied magnetomotive force MMF, and under the influence of this force exerted by this coil, the dipoles here will align. Suppose if I have passed some current, then out of a number of dipoles, few of the dipoles will align themselves like this. So some small amount flux is established. As I increase the current through the coil, this magnetomotive force will also increase, considering the number of turns are constant, and that is why the number of dipoles that will align in one direction will go on increasing until some specific point. Until some point of. So now the question is clear. I hope you will remember the answer now. That why when the current is passed through the coil there is a magnetic field in the core, it is because of the alignments of the dipoles in the material. And what is non-magnetic material? Whatever you do, the dipoles will never align. Nothing, no magnetic MMF is sufficient here to align the dipoles. Like what are the examples where this happens? That even though you apply any amount of magnetomotive force, you cannot align dipoles in direction. Okay, plastic, paper, wood, glass, non-magnetic material, which we call it. So generally, generally cores are made up of ferromagnetic material, where it will be magnetized upon passing current through the coil, which is wound over maybe AC or DC. Okay, anything. It may be any current, AC or DC. Fine. So the characteristic, if we look at it again here, then as we keep on increasing the current, the flux will increase proportionately, because this number of dipoles will align themselves at up to specific point. Let's say up to this point. After this point, what will happen? Even though current is increased, flux will not linearly increase, and small amount of the flux, increase in the flux requires large amount of increase in the current after this specific point, and this point is known as the knee point on characteristic. So if I divide this region A, B, O and post B, okay, let's say B to D. So if you see here, O to E is a non-linear region, very small. In fact, you cannot identify this region in the characteristic. It is so small generally. Very small. I have shown it here in a diagram, but usually this region is not that much visible in the characteristic. A to B is a linear region. What is linear region? Any change in flux will require proportional change in the current. It is vice versa. Okay. If I increase current by small amount, flux will increase in the same proportional manner in this region. It follows the linear characteristic. You can see A to B. Most of the machines equipments are generally operated in the linear region of saturation curve, magnetizing curve of the core. Note down, this is a characteristic of core. Okay, it is not characteristic of winding. This characteristic that we are drawing here is characteristic of this ferromagnetic material core. ठीक है? It can be iron, it can be steel, it can be any other material. Fine. Then what is knee point? How do we define knee point? And let me A, B, C. Okay, B to C is again a non-linear region. Which we call as the saturation region. Now, understand what will happen. What is first knee point? Let me define knee point. Knee point voltage, generally we define it as a knee point voltage, KPV. It is a point on saturation characteristic beyond which, if you require 10% change in the flux, only 10% change in the flux, let's say, then it requires 50% change in the current. Only 10% change in flux will require 50% change in the current. That is what is called as the knee point voltage. Before that, what was happened? What was the relation? It was linear relation. Suppose you change current by 10%, flux will change by 10%. If you change current by, let's say, 20%, flux will change by 20% in this region between A to B. But beyond B, on the characteristic, I have kept one space here. Okay, blank. Can anyone tell me what is this current we call it in the machine? ये करंट को हम मशीन में एक्चुअली क्या नाम देते हैं जो रिस्पॉन्सिबल है फ्लक्स सेटअप करने के लिए? The current which is responsible for setting up magnetic flux in the core, what do we call it? Yes, Viral, correct. Okay, Milan. Anyone else? Okay, Ashok. Good. Okay, Rohit, very good. It is called as the magnetizing current. So actually it is magnetizing current here. Okay, that we are. So it will require 50% change in magnetizing current. That point is known as the knee point voltage on the saturation curve. And if you still keep on working your machine beyond this, let's say your saturation flux, your flux density, operating flux density is right now on this point in the machine. Okay, generally machines are designed to operate in the region of A to B, whether it is a current transformer we are talking right now or any other machine you have studied in your engineering. Generally, these machines are designed to operate within the range of A to B in linear range. But somehow, due to any reason, if the operating flux density of any machine, it goes beyond this. So then the machine will draw large magnetizing current. And if you keep on operating machine in this range, let's say further, then you can see the magnetizing current requirement is too large, and that is what we call as the saturation of the core. Saturation of the core, where the magnetizing current requirement to establish the magnetic field is quite large. We will understand in detail what will happen when the saturation takes place, probably in the next lab. Okay, but this is how the saturation or magnetizing characteristic looks like. So there are 2 points you can see on the characteristic. This is called as the Enkele point, and the other one is called as the knee point. The region between Enkele point and knee point is linear, and from where the name comes. So if you look at it, just look at the leg. So this is a knee point. This is our feet, knee point. This is Enkele point, and this looks like leg. So the names given to this characteristic, the points on the characteristics are called as the Enkele point, and this is called as the knee point. Clear on of magnetizing characteristic of any core. Understand? Now, clear this point. What is knee point on a magnetizing curve? Knee point is the point beyond which, if you want to magnetize the core, then the magnetizing current required will be 50% for only 10% change in flux. And if you keep on operating the machine beyond that point, then the magnetizing current requirement will be quite high. The reason? What is the reason for being such flat over here? The reason again lies with the domains. See, when you apply, it is material property, okay? It is actual material property. When you apply more magnetomotive force by increasing the current, more domain will align, and this will keep on happening in linear manner up to point B. Now material after this point will require large force to align the remaining domains, and then the magnetizing current requirement will be high. So after some point, if you keep on operating the core or the machine in this region, what will happen? Material will lose its property. It means the magnetizing property of the core may completely change if the machine is operated beyond this point, somewhere in the saturation region. What will happen? Next time when you magnetize the same core, it may not follow this characteristic. Let's say this is original characteristic of a core when it was operated under saturation region. This is original magnetizing curve. But you have operated your machine beyond its saturation point, knee point, and somewhere in the deep in saturation. So what will happen? Next time when you magnetize the core may like this behave. Next time when you magnetize the core may like this magnetize. Next time when you magnetize, it may like this. So core will lose its property, magnetic property specifically, and the same core cannot be used again. Understand what is the meaning of saturation? Why we should not go into saturation region in deep saturation? I'm saying where core will lose its property of magnetizing of establishing the magnetic field. Every time when you magnetize the core, it may behave differently, and that is why cannot be used again. We have to replace the core if these things happen. Why? Because suppose if I say it is 100 bar 1 CT, and if it is CT is saturated deep into the saturation region, next time when you pass 100 ampere current, it may develop 1.2 ampere instead of 1. Next time it may develop 0.8 ampere, 0.85 ampere, 0.9 ampere, anything can happen, 0.5 ampere even. So it will not follow the standard ratio 100/1 if the CT is saturated. Okay, this region is not so much dangerous, but if it is operated beyond this into the deep saturation region, where magnetizing current may be even a number of times higher than rated load current, it may happen. What is normally magnetizing current in transformer? What is magnetizing current generally in case of transformer? Can anyone tell me any rough idea in percentage? Magnetizing current of transformer. What is rough percentage in of rated current? If you can tell me. Okay, Viral, very correct. Magnetizing current of transformer, I am asking. Anyone else? Okay, Ashok, good. What about induction motor? Is it same or different? No, Viral. No, Ashok. It is not same. I'll tell you the reason. Anyone else? It is a very basic question. Okay. You have studied this. What is magnetizing current requirement of any transformer? You have studied. It is 3 to 5% of the rated load current generally. Suppose if I say that the rated current of transformer is 100 ampere, it may take 3 to 5 ampere current to magnetize the core from primary of its rated capacity. Got it? Now, can anyone tell me the answer of second question? For induction motor, it is the same or it is different? Less or more or same? Yes, anyone? No idea? Okay, in induction motor, will it have no load magnetizing current? Yes. Naresh, rule number 7. Yes, Naresh. What do you think about magnetizing current of Naresh? No, Viral, you are mixing concepts. Yes, Ashok, it is greater than yeah, transformer. Parmar Naresh, I am waiting for your reply. Enrollment number 7, Parmar Naresh, I am waiting for your reply. Either unmute or you can write into the chat box. Yes, Naresh. So if you do not respond, I will let you leave the class. Naresh, I am asking this is to you the last time. What do you think about the magnetizing current of induction motor? If you don't know, you can reply no idea. Don't worry. But response is must. Okay. Pratik, rule number 8. Yes, Pratik.
Yes, sir.
What do you think about the magnetizing current of induction motor in comparison to transformer?
comparison to transformer, I think it is more.
More. Okay. Any reason? Answer is correct. It is more. Any reason?
Because so due to the induction as we know that induction motor has induction current, so
Okay.
due to that effect.
Okay. Let me explain. See, induction motor magnetizing current is more. It may be 8 to 10%. The reason here in transformer we have a core. The mutual coupling that happens through the core. So flux is set up in the core here. Okay, and in induction motor there is a stator and rotor, and in between stator and rotor there is air gap. It will be small in mm. Okay, 3 to 4 or 5 mm. But here the medium, the current, the flux will pass through the air gap. So air gap has higher reluctance. Higher reluctance as compared to core material. Here it is a magnetic material. Here it is air. So if you want to establish the same amount of flux here in the core or in the air gap, then definitely the magnetomotive force, the magnetizing current required here in this case will be higher because it will have less permeability. So generally the no load current of induction motor is you can say 6 to 10 or 8 to 10% of rated current, whereas here it is only 3 to 5%. Understand? The basic difference is the medium in which the flux is set up. Here it is through the core, here it is through the air gap. Understand? Why induction motor has it requires more no load current than transformer for the same flux if you want to set up. Clear? Remember this, it is a very basic concept that the magnetizing current requirement depends upon the permeability of the material. Higher the permeability, you require less current to establish the magnetic field, and that is where the material science comes into the picture. We design materials with composite materials, say core with the composite materials with which modifies the BH curve and the magnetizing requirement. Fine. So if we draw the phasor diagram, I'm drawing a very simple phasor diagram. Okay, basic. It is not in detail. You will study in detail also. So as it steps down the current, voltage will be stepped up. So let's say primary voltage is, let's say, EP, and due to this flux setup in the core is phi. Obviously, the secondary induced EMF will be higher. Then there will be secondary current, small, and secondary current transform to primary. Let's say IS dash. Suppose it is 100 bar 1 CT, then this is 1 ampere, then it is 100 ampere. There is also another component which we call as the no load current, I0, and the summation of the two, just like as an ordinary transformer, this will be primary current. Fine. And this I0 has two components, magnetizing component and working component, and this is what we are discussing right now about the magnetizing current, IA, which is generally 3 to 4% of the rated current. But if the machine goes into saturation, core, anything, okay, we are talking about CT. So what will happen if CT saturates? If CT saturates, then the magnetizing current, which is very small, will be even more than the rated current. It may happen. Clear? Clear about this point? Now, let us come to discussion on two different types of city. For measurement purpose and for protection purpose. So this is what we call as a measuring city, and this is what we call as a protective city. Now we compare, suppose both city have same ratio, 100/1, 100/1. Then we want to understand that suppose we are having two different cities. One is a protective city with 100/1 ratio, one is measuring city with 100/1 ratio. Right now, I am having measuring city with me, and a protective city is not available. 100/1 protective city is not available. Can I use this measuring city for protection purpose? Or maybe I'm having a protective city and I want to use it for measurement purpose. Can I use it? That we want to understand. समझ में आया question? That can we interchange protective city and measuring city considering the applications? क्या हम एक दूसरे को यूज कर सकते हैं उसके बदले? मेजरिंग नहीं है तो प्रोटेक्टिव लगा देंगे, प्रोटेक्टिव नहीं है तो मेजरिंग लगा देंगे, क्या ये चलेगा? रेशियो दोनों का सेम ही है, both are 100/1, 100/1. No, we cannot. So let us understand why. Okay. If it is a measuring city, here we connect meter. If it is a protective city, we connect relay. Coil, okay, it is coil. So here we have a meter coil in series with the city secondary. Remember this diagram, okay? This diagram means like this, as we have discussed previously. It is kind of this diagram. This is just a symbolical representation which I am showing you here. Every time we are not going to draw it with exact diagram. Here it is really fine. Now, if is there any problem with the screen? Screen માં કોઈ problem છે? નથી proper દેખાતું? Yes, probably at your end it is happening. Yes, probably it is at your end. The problem maybe connectivity issue might be having. Okay. Now, I would like to ask you a very basic question. Suppose you are performing some experiment in the laboratory, okay? You want to measure current in the circuit which is let's say 8 ampere, which is 8 ampere, and you have a meter. You have not checked the range of the meter, ammeter. It is an ammeter. You have not checked the range of an ammeter, which is 5 ampere, 0 to 5 ampere. And then you connect that meter in the circuit in series to measure the 8 ampere current. What will happen? What will happen? Okay. क्वेश्चन ये है कि आपके पास एक ये मीटर है जो 0 to 5 एम्पियर का रेंज का है। यस विरल, करेक्ट। 0 to 5 एम्पियर की रेंज है, यानी मैक्सिमम वो 5 एम्पियर मेजर कर सकता है। आप उसको एक सर्किट पे कनेक्ट करते हो जहां पे आपको नहीं मालूम कि दैट इज द सर्किट इज कैरिंग 8 एम्पियर करंट। तो हमने मीटर लगा दिया, फिर सर्किट को स्विच ऑन की, एक्चुअल सर्किट करंट 8 एम्पियर है, मीटर का रेटिंग है 5 एम्पियर, क्या होगा? यस अशोक, समझ में आया प्रतीक क्वेश्चन? क्या होगा? यस, ये हुआ होगा कई बार, आपने मल्टीमीटर में ये चीज देखी होगी। मल्टीमीटर एज अ प्रोटेक्शन, बट अगर सपोज एनालॉग मीटर है कोयल वाला, what will happen? The coil bulb burns, emitter coil will burn because it is only having carrying capacity of 5 ampere, not more than that. Yes, अब समझिए the problem। ये समझ में आ गया क्या होगा? मीटर coil will burn because it is beyond its capacity. Now here you have connected this meter. Okay Pratik, so this is a circuit breaker and here we have a transmission line. This is a measuring CT. So what is connected in series with measuring CT? Secondary side meter. What will be the meter capacity? 1 ampere. Clear? So let's say rated current of this line is 90 ampere and you have selected 100 bar 1 CT. So maximum full load current is 90 ampere. So 0.9 ampere will flow through the meters on the secondary side when there is a full load. So does meter have any issue from no load to full load? फुल लोड से नो लोड में कोई इश्यू रहेगा इसको? नहीं, नो। एंड इट इज डिजाइन टू एक्यूरेटली measure current from no load to full load. But suppose here fault occur on the line and fault current is 500 ampere. What will be the current through relay coil? Sorry, the meter coil. What will be the current through the meter coil? 100 bar 1 CT. Primary current is 50 ampere. What will be the secondary current in the event of the fault? 5 ampere. So that 5 ampere will flow through the meter coil. What will happen to meter? What will happen to meter? टू ऑप्शन पॉसिबल। या तो ये मीटर को हमें ऐसे डिजाइन करना होगा कि ये 5 एम्पियर को कैरी कर सके, और अदरवाइज when if it is not designed to carry 5 ampere, then the coil of this meter will burn out. Just discussed. So the question is, should measuring CT faithfully transform? Faithfully means in a ratio 100 bar 1, in that ratio. Fault current, मेजरिंग सिटी को ये करंट यहाँ पे रिफ्लेक्ट करना चाहिए कि नहीं करना चाहिए सेकेंडरी साइड, ये जो प्राइमरी करंट है वो? यस और नो, व्हाट डू यू थिंक? यस, नो। If measuring CT transform this current on the secondary side, then meter will get damaged. In order to protect measuring device. समझ में आया? यहाँ पे अभी मेजरमेंट का कोई पर्पस नहीं है, हमें ये ब्रेकर को ओपन करना है. इवन दो दिस मीटर डज नॉट मेजर एक्यूरेटली, इट इज फाइन फॉर अस. एक्यूरेसी इज रिक्वायर्ड फॉर दिस रेंज ओनली. अगर 100% लोड से ऊपर करंट जाता है, ये मीटर ठीक से मेजर नहीं करता है, इट इज फाइन फॉर अस राइट नाउ. ठीक है. ऑन द कॉन्ट्ररी यहाँ पे रिले है. ये रिले अगर 0 to नो लोड में ठीक से एक्यूरेटली वो करंट अगर यहाँ पे नहीं प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है सिटी, इट इज फाइन फॉर अस एट द मोमेंट वी आर कंसिडरिंग. व्हाट विल हैपन, सेम fault here 500 ampere, should protective CT transform this faithfully? ट्रांसफॉर्म फोल्ड करंट फेथफुली. ये उसको एक्यूरेटली 100 बार 1 है तो यहाँ पे 500 है तो यहाँ पे 5 एम्पियर उसको ट्रांसफर करना चाहिए कि नहीं करना चाहिए रिले कॉइल को देने के लिए? यस, नहीं तो वाई नो प्रतीक? क्यों नहीं करना चाहिए? What is the reason? Okay, let me discuss a point here to understand this. I have already previously compared this, okay, with our human body. What is relay? Relay is our brain, which makes the decision. Okay, whatever inputs are given to it, based on the inputs, whether it is voltage, current, frequency, power, anything, whatever phase angle, you can give number of input to relay depending upon the design of relay. So based on the input it receives, it will decide something. Okay, it is not physically directly in connection with the, it is electrically isolated by CT. So CT works as a sensor. Whatever information CT have on the primary side from the system, it will reflect on the secondary side and that it gives it to relay. Just like is sensors in our body like eyes, ears, nose, skin, which can sense the different feelings. Okay, so CT is like eyes and ears of relay. Now अगर यहाँ पे 500 एम्पियर फोल्ट हुआ, फोल्ट करंट, सिटी 100 बार 1 का है, यहाँ पे सिटी 5 के बदले 4 एम्पियर ट्रांसफर करेगा. सपोज मान लो सिटी में कोई एरर है, यहाँ पे कोई प्रॉब्लम है सिटी के अंदर, डिजाइन प्रॉब्लम है या तो सेचुरेशन हो गया है, और 100 बार 1 के हिसाब से उसको 5 एम्पियर करना था रिफ्लेक्ट. ठीक है, पर उसने किया 4 एम्पियर रिफ्लेक्ट. रिले को क्या लगेगा यहाँ पे? व्हाट वुड रिले थिंक ऑफ कि यहाँ पे जो करंट है वो एक्चुअली 400 एम्पियर है, क्योंकि सिटी जो रेशियो है उसको तो मालूम है 100 बार 1 का है. तो अगर ये यहाँ पे मेरे पास 4 एम्पियर आ रहा है तो ये यहाँ पे प्राइमरी साइड 400 एम्पियर होना चाहिए. एक्चुअली है क्या 500 एम्पियर. तो रिले जो डिसीजन लेगा वो करेक्ट होगा कि नहीं होगा? व्हाट विल हैपन? आप जा रहे हो, ड्राइव कर रहे हो, आपका हैंड आई कोऑर्डिनेशन है वो प्रॉपरली काम नहीं कर रहा है, तो क्या होगा? जो इंफॉर्मेशन आप ब्रेन तक पहुंचाते हो वो अगर सही नहीं है, योर विजन इज नॉट क्लियर। यस अशोक, यू कैन स्पीक। एक्सीडेंट हो जाएगा, क्योंकि वॉट एवर इंफॉर्मेशन यू आर गिविंग टू ब्रेन इज नॉट करेक्ट। तो जो डिसीजन वो लेगा वो सही नहीं होगा। इट मे हैपन, यू फॉल आउट। इट हैपन्स ना, इट हैपन्स many times when our senses are not working properly, we take very wrong decision. होता है कि नहीं होता है ये चीज? ठीक है, तो रिले के साथ भी यही होगा, क्योंकि रिले के सेंसर्स कौन है, कौन उसको इनपुट दे रहा है, इंफॉर्मेशन कौन दे रहा है? यहाँ पे सिटी इंफॉर्मेशन दे रहा है। इफ सिटी जो फॉल्ट करंट है वो उसको एक्यूरेटली यहाँ पे अगर ट्रांसफर नहीं करता है, तो रिले को जो डिसीजन लेना है वो कुछ गलत ही आएगा। क्योंकि अगर सिटी यहाँ पे 500 एम्पियर पे 5 एम्पियर ट्रांसफर करना है, उसके बदले 4 एम्पियर करेगा, तो रिले को लगेगा कि फॉल्ट तो 400 एम्पियर का है, क्योंकि उसको तो मालूम है रेशियो 100/1 है। इट लुक्स लाइक 400 एम्पियर। तो जो टाइम लेगा वो 500 एम्पियर के लिए या 400 एम्पियर के लिए वो डिफरेंट होगा। ऑपरेटिंग decision may be totally correct, incorrect. So again, I am repeating the question: should protective city transform fault current faithfully? उसको fault current को accurately transform करना चाहिए कि नहीं? Yes or no? Yes, definitely. So that relay have correct information and protective schemes operately. Whatever is the fault current, okay? तो यहाँ पे ये दो डिफरेंस है, समझिए बेसिक डिफरेंस। मेजरिंग सिटी को फॉल्ट करंट है वो फेथफुली ट्रांसफॉर्म नहीं करना है, क्यों? क्योंकि मीटर को बचाना है। प्रोटेक्टिव सिटी को ये करंट फेथफुली ट्रांसफर करना है, क्योंकि रिले का ऑपरेशन जो है वो सही तभी होगा जब सिटी सही करंट उसको फेड करेगा। दिस इज द बेसिक डिफरेंस। द ऑपरेशन ऑफ measuring city is very important from no load to full load, must operate accurately. For no load to full load condition, ये उसको एकदम एक्यूरेटली करना है, क्योंकि मेजरमेंट करना है हमें यहाँ पे। प्रोटेक्टिव सिटी ऑन द वाइल अदर साइड मस्ट ऑपरेट accurately. Transfer means, okay, operate means transfer. I would say transfer primary current to secondary current for accurately above load current during fault, any fault. So what do you think? Will the design of measuring city and protective city be the same? मैं एक 100/1 का मेजरिंग सिटी ले लूं और 100/1 का प्रोटेक्टिव सिटी ले लूं, तो क्या वो दोनों का डिजाइन सेम होगा? कि नहीं? No, they are not the same, obviously. तो क्या difference होगा? We will see in the design. And now you I think get the answer. Okay, Pratik, it is fine now. That window disappeared now. Okay, तो समझिए, मेरे पास मेजरिंग सिटी नहीं है और मैं 100/1 का प्रोटेक्टिव सिटी यहाँ पे यूज करता हूँ ये एप्लीकेशन में, क्या होगा? जब फॉल्ट होगा तो ये मीटर डैमेज हो जाएगा। ठीक है, और यहाँ पे मेरे पास प्रोटेक्टिव सिटी नहीं है, मैं उसके बदले यहाँ पे मेजरिंग सिटी लगा दूं तो क्या होगा? जब फॉल्ट होगा तो ये सिटी ऐसे डिजाइन किया हुआ है कि वो अगर फॉल्ट फुल लोड करंट से ज्यादा करंट आप पास करोगे तो वो उसको एक्यूरेटली ट्रांसफॉर्म नहीं करेगा, तो ये रिले को प्रॉपर इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं मिलेगी, रिले ऑपरेट नहीं होगा। So we cannot interchange the role of measuring city and protective city are not interchangeable. समझ में आया? डिफरेंस क्या होगा डिजाइन में वो हम देखेंगे, that we will see. Okay, now how it is done? So to understand that point, let us consider one characteristic. This is a secondary current, CT secondary current. Okay, and this is primary current flowing through the primary of a CT. तो ये जो मैं ग्राफ बना रहा हूँ वो that is because of pressure, Pratik, pressure on the writing pad that happens. ये जो डायग्राम में बना रहा हूँ वो सेकेंडरी करंट ऑफ सिटी वर्सेस प्राइमरी करंट ऑफ सिटी है। ठीक है, तो if I take one full load current here, let us say this is full load current. Okay, then for measuring CT, it must faithfully transform this current from no load to full load. Okay, and if current is beyond full load, it must not faithfully transform, and even though primary current increases, secondary current should reduce. ये कैसे होगा ये भी बताऊंगा। ओके, डोंट वरी। समझ में आ रहा है ये ग्राफ क्या है? नो लोड टू फुल लोड तक वो लीनियरली जितना भी प्राइमरी करंट है सेकेंडरी करंट को रिफ्लेक्ट कर रहा है, बट इफ द करंट इज समवॉट मोर देन फुल लोड करंट तो उसका इवन दो प्राइमरी करंट बढ़ता जा रहा है सिटी का, लेकिन सेकेंडरी में वो करंट रिफ्लेक्ट नहीं कर रहा है। यहाँ पे कैसे होगा वो मैं समझाऊंगा, डोंट वरी। पहले बताओ ये ग्राफ समझ में आया? ये हो गया मेजरिंग सिटी के लिए। क्लियर? ऐसा कैसे होगा, क्यों, कैसी डिजाइन में चेंज होगा वो हम बाद में देखेंगे, बट फर्स्ट अंडरस्टैंड। ओके, प्रोटेक्टिव सिटी के लिए क्या होगा कैरेक्टरिस्टिक बता सकते हो? हाउ इट वुड बी फॉर प्रोटेक्टिव सिटी? कैसे होना चाहिए प्रोटेक्टिव सिटी के लिए ग्राफ? प्राइमरी करंट वर्सेस सेकेंडरी करंट। It has to faithfully transform current above full load current also. So it will be a linear graph like this. Understand? Even though primary current increases, secondary current must be reflected as per the no, we are not discussing about circuit breaker. It is about अगर देखिए यहाँ पे वी हैव ए लाइन, ओके, यहाँ पे अगर फॉल्ट होता है तो मेजरिंग सिटी को वो फॉल्ट करंट, प्राइमरी साइड तो है ही, प्राइमरी साइड 500 एम्पियर होगा, 1000 एम्पियर होगा, 2000 एम्पियर होगा, जितना भी हो, सेकेंडरी साइड वो रिफ्लेक्ट नहीं होना चाहिए मेजरिंग सिटी के लिए। पर प्रोटेक्टिव सिटी के लिए वॉट एवर इज द प्राइमरी करंट इट मस्ट फेथफुली ट्रांसफॉर्म एज पर द रेशियो। 100/1 का सिटी है तो अगर करंट 1000 है हो गया फॉल्ट में, तो सेकेंडरी में 10 एम्पियर जाना ही चाहिए, कहने का मतलब समझ में आया। मेजरिंग सिटी में वो करंट, प्राइमरी करंट 1000 है फिर भी सेकेंडरी करंट उसके रेटेड करंट से कम होगा, वो फेथफुली उसको ट्रांसफॉर्म नहीं करेगा। क्लियर? इफ यू हैव एनी डाउट प्लीज लेट मी नो। ओके, समझ में आ गया विरल? ओके, तो ये कैसे होगा? वी विल कंटिन्यू दिस डिस्कशन, आई विल जस्ट गिव ब्रीफ अबाउट इट कि हाउ इट इज डिफरेंट। ये हम कैसे उसको अचीव करेंगे? फॉर दैट आई विल टेक द मैग्नेटाइजिंग कर्व ऑफ मेजरिंग सिटी एंड प्रोटेक्टिव सिटी। So okay, what will happen if it is operated beyond b? beyond b के ऊपर अगर आप जाओगे ऑपरेशन में तो क्या होगा? Just we have discussed, can anyone tell me? अगर नी पॉइंट के ऊपर अगर मैं उसको ऑपरेट करता हूं सिटी को तो क्या होगा? सेचुरेशन में जाएगा। ओके, नो, इट विल गो इनटू सेचुरेशन। मिलन, ये तो कोर है, हम कोर की बात कर रहे हैं। इट इज कैरेक्टरिस्टिक ऑफ द कोर मटेरियल। अगर सेचुरेशन में जाता है तो क्या होता है? although it is still although it is pending, इसको हम नेक्स्ट लैब में भी कंटिन्यू करेंगे डिस्कशन, बट जस्ट मैंने ओवरव्यू दिया था कि सेचुरेशन में जाएगा तो क्या होगा। यस, फ्लक्स कांस्टेंट हो जाएगा ऑलमोस्ट, ज्यादा बढ़ेगा नहीं। और दूसरी चीज क्या होगी? यस रोहित, सही है। दूसरा क्या होगा? वो निधि, दैट इज इन द डीप सेचुरेशन। वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू ऑपरेट दिस सिटी इन डीप सेचुरेशन। वो चीज अभी नहीं होगी, forget about it, okay, right now. Somewhere here in this non-linear region, that will happen if CT is अगर if we go beyond this point तो क्या होगा? मैग्नेटाइजिंग करंट का रिक्वायरमेंट बढ़ेगा। सो प्राइमरी में से जो करंट फ्लो हो रहा है उसमें से ज्यादा कंपोनेंट क्या होगा? मैग्नेटाइजिंग करंट, और सेकेंडरी करंट वो कम ट्रांसफर करेगा। वी विल सी इट इन डिटेल, अभी ये डिस्कशन बाकी है। तो जब हम सेचुरेशन में जाते हैं तो क्या होता है? ये कंपोनेंट बढ़ता जाता है, ये कंपोनेंट कम होता है। कम होता है मानी वो जो प्राइमरी में से जो करंट वो ड्रॉ कर रहा है, द करंट इट टेक्स फ्रॉम प्राइमरी, आई विल डिस्कस दिस इन द नेक्स्ट लैब एक्चुअली। दिस इज IS, this is I0, this is IP. When the CT gets saturated, then it will draw more current from primary, और यहाँ से जो secondary current है वो क्या होगा? कम होगा। So what do? We design protective CT, sorry, measuring CT near knee point. तो क्या होगा? जब प्राइमरी करंट बढ़ेगा तो इसका ऑपरेटिंग फ्लक्स डेंसिटी चेंज होके सैचुरेशन में जाएगा, इट विल ड्रॉ मोर मैग्नेटाइजिंग करंट, और उसकी वजह से क्या होगा, सेकेंडरी करंट उसका रिफ्लेक्ट नहीं होगा। जो करंट वो प्राइमरी में से ले रहा है उसमें से ज्यादा करंट मैग्नेटाइजिंग में काम आ जाएगा, और सेकेंडरी में वो करंट रिफ्लेक्ट नहीं कर पाएगा उसकी वजह से, तो मेजरिंग सिटी सैचुरेट होगा यहाँ पे, ये वाले पॉइंट पे। एंड द रीजन इट विल नॉट रिफ्लेक्ट एग्जैक्ट प्राइमरी करंट इनटू सेकेंडरी, क्योंकि हमने उसका डिजाइन रखा है कहाँ पे, नी पॉइंट के पास, फ्लक्स डेंसिटी। ओके, ऑपरेटिंग फ्लक्स डेंसिटी ऑफ मेजरिंग सिटी इज जनरली केप्ट नियर नी पॉइंट, ताकि जब फॉल्ट हो तब वो ये रीजन में, फ्लैट रीजन में शिफ्ट हो जाए और सेकेंडरी करंट रिफ्लेक्ट ना कर पाए। ऑन द कॉन्ट्ररी, प्रोटेक्टिव सिटी आर डिजाइंड टू ऑपरेट नियर एंकल पॉइंट, चाहे कितना भी फोल्ड करंट फ्लो क्यों ना हो, वो फिर भी शिफ्ट होते होते कहाँ तक पहुंचेगा, यहाँ तक, विच इज इन लीनियर रीजन। तो प्रोटेक्टिव सिटी है वो कोई भी करंट को रिफ्लेक्ट करेगा लाइक दिस। ठीक है, ऐसा क्यों होगा वो अभी समझने में प्रोबेबली विल टेक नेक्स्ट लैब, कि जब सेचुरेशन होता है तो सेकेंडरी करंट क्यों कम हो जाता है, why it does not faithfully transform the secondary current. So that point we will continue in the next class, and I will also show you the experiment of magnetizing characteristic. Clear? So I will stop the discussion here, and this is what we discussed today. What is function, what is need of CT, why it steps down, what is construction, what are the ratings, its magnetizing characteristic, then basics, why the flux is produced, what is knee point voltage, and phasor diagram, and basic of measuring. And there are so many other comparisons, we will see it in the next session lab. Okay, so any doubt from anyone? Any doubt from anyone? Okay, so please enter your enrollment number in the chat box and stay in the class, okay, until I ask you to leave. Everyone, please. Okay.